What's up, guys? Justin Woltering here. Today I'm talking about getting big while staying lean. It is not impossible, but it's that time of year now. Summer's winding down. It's going to start getting colder outside, and it's so easy to get sucked into that black hole of just eating whatever you want and just pigging out like crazy. But don't do it, guys. Do not fall into that trap. It's so easy to do. All of a sudden, it's just a downward spiral, and what happens in this process, guys, is you end up adding so much extra body fat. And you pay for this initial pleasure of eating all the candies and pizzas and cakes too often. And what's going to happen is on the back end, you have to diet harder and longer. And the longer you have to diet, the greater the increase of the risk of losing that precious, precious muscle mass that you worked so hard to earn. So how can we preserve this muscle mass, build more muscle mass, and stay lean? And it's not rocket science, guys. It's going to take more strategic organization, planning, and daily effort than just eating whatever you want. So let's talk about adding body fat and the math here and how this really works scientifically. So the key is, you're a 150 pound kind of hard gainer, about 15% body fat. Then, you're kind of soft, you don't necessarily your abs, you still want to get bigger and stronger. What do? You go ahead and add 25 pounds of pure muscle mass. You're then going to be 175 at 13% body fat. You go on and add another 25 pounds of rock solid muscle mass. You're going to be 200 pounds at 11% body fat. But the thing about a transformation like this dramatic of a transformation, is just literally not possible. So it's possible in the long term, but there has to be highs and lows to this process. It can't just be a forever increase like that. There's plateaus. There's things we have to, work through, those hard parts of the process that will make it so worthwhile in the long run. So anyway, we've done all this work now, and we can think about it more strategically. The idea that maybe you gain 22 pounds of quality muscle and 3 pounds of body fat. This will take you to 175 from 150, but now you'd be 14.5 instead of 15% body fat. So essentially you've gotten a little bit leaner and a lot bigger. So these are the kind of realistic transformations you need to lock your eyes on and focus on these type of quantifiable goals and be realistic with yourself, because any plan that involves adding serious muscle mass is going to involve adding just a little bit of body fat. So the next phase we want to talk about here, just the idea of starting out lean and starting out ripped. You have to have this little bit of wiggle room on your program, because if you're not comfortable taking your shirt off right now, if you can't see your abs right now, if you're not under 10% body fat, you probably shouldn't even be entering into a bulking phase, because you just have to work that much harder once again to get all that body fat off. And on top of that, when you have high body fat percentage, it kind of sends hormonal signals to your body that you have trouble with nutrient partitioning. So your body has a hard time differentiating between, should this be stored as muscle or should this energy be stored as body fat? So you're just getting all the wrong signals from the estrogen and the cortisol that's within that body fat that's going to make you store body fat even easier, causing more of a negative effect there for you. So when it comes to the next part of the program here, let's just talk about carbohydrates. And carbohydrates are the most important factor for staying lean while getting big. It's all about controlling your carbohydrate intake, because these carbs, 90 grams of carbs affect your body much differently than 90 grams of fat or 90 grams of protein. So your body, these carbs are so anabolic, it wants to add mass, and it's so easy to either make this muscle or fat. So you have to be very careful of how you implement these carbohydrates into your program. So my advice is eating a very clean carbohydrate, sweet potatoes or brown rice before your training session. Have your post-workout shake with high glycogen, so you're going to have maybe some dextrose or fruit or things like some fast digesting carbohydrates post-workout with your isolate whey protein shake. And then your next meal after that is going to have, once again, a bunch of carbohydrates, potatoes, rice, whatever they may be, with a nice lean portion of meat. And that's going to be the majority of your carbohydrates in that pre, intra, and post-workout window. The next question you're thinking to yourself is, but what about breakfast? I need to eat a ton of carbs in breakfast. But really, you don't need carbs in breakfast. By starting out and keeping the carbs around your workout time, unless your workout is early in the morning, then you can have the carbs with breakfast. But either way, what you want to do then is start out with proteins and fats. So if you're not training or in that training window, your body is going to then use glycogen storage, tap into body fat for energy while you're doing your business work or other daily activities, and then using those glycogen storage for your workouts. You have to earn those carbohydrates. Now, we've talked about all the basics here. I'm not going to get into the specifics of the macros, but you have to track them. Everyone's body is individual. Everyone's body is unique. So you have to know what works best for you. So I'm not even going to issue a blanket statement on that. However, what you want to think about is use one of these free apps and take that extra bit of effort to log your macronutrient totals and see where your carbohydrates sit at. Now, don't be one of these, YouTube douchebags out here who's going to, oh, it's just, as long as it fits your macros, I'm going to eat tons of burgers and cake and pie. And that's stupid, and it's not here to stay. So if you want to go for the long haul in this game and be a professional about your training, think about that you can use these nutrients once in a while, but they're not going to react in your body the same way as clean carbohydrate sources. So be smart, guys. Notice a long-term, steady process to see quality muscle gain while staying lean. For more articles, videos, and tips, head over to justinwoltering.com. See you there.